Would you like to understand what an uncorrupted human is and why you would like to have these, or why it's good to have uncorrupted humans around you? Then listen to this entire video. Give it a like and a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel for more videos on self-development and how to reduce suffering in your life. Okay. Now, an uncorrupted human is the following. If you, theoretically, would take a person and you would place them in an infinite number of different hypothetical situations, realistic situations, and you see how they react to the situation, an uncorrupted person would behave in a way that you would predict they would behave. You can understand and determine how they will act. Now, this is especially important for tricky situations, like if you have a friend and you're testing them in these situations. Let's say, would they be able to split money fairly with you if you did business with them? Or would you be able to share some sort of resources that you have earned together, or do business together, etc. Like difficult situations, you know? And you put them in tricky situations because these are the situations that are more likely to spark something, or something unpredictable in the person, or trigger a loaded person. And an uncorrupted person would behave in a predictable way, and a corrupted person would be triggered by one of these situations, or triggered by a lot of situations, where an uncorrupted person would be triggered by none of them, or only a very few. Like, it's like a scale, it's like a range. The less situations that the person gets triggered by, the more uncorrupted they are, and the more situations they get triggered by, the more corrupted they are. And I like to compare this to gold. An uncorrupted person is of gold metal, because gold doesn't react with air, water, alkalis, and most acids. I think almost all acids. Hence, gold is uncorrupted. It doesn't react in an erratic way, for example. Now, how do you get corrupted in the first place? Well, you get corrupted by being hurt, I think. So, if you, let's say, maybe you get hurt as a child, you build a wound. You have a wound, and or you build resentment because someone did something to you which hurt you, or you have a chip on your shoulder, for example, and that's corrupt. You get corrupted then, because if you get put in a certain situation, something might trigger that chip on your shoulder or the wound, and you blast, and you act in an erratic, irrational way that could damage the people around you, and that's why you don't want to be around. It's dangerous to be around corrupted people, maybe. Or it's better to be around uncorrupted, let's say. And I was reflecting upon the people around me, and I would say a lot of them are uncorrupted. Relatively uncorrupted. Because they are honest with themselves, and it's important to be honest with yourself as the sort of one of the solution to corruption, self-corruption, or not self-corruption, but being corrupted, because if you are honest with yourself, you see the problems you have, and you notice the wounds you have, and you attend yourself then to them, or it's the first step that enables you to attend yourself, because if you don't notice, if you're not honest with yourself that the wound is there, that you have that chip on your shoulder, you can't fix it, you can't get rid of it. So deeply rooted wounds are the gunpowder to make someone pop off or act in a predictable way. And you process wounds and heal them by being honest with yourself. And let's go into why is this important? Why is it important to be, or useful to be around uncorrupted people? Because corrupted people are more likely to bring chaos in your life. It's very anxiety-provoking if somebody close to you acts in an unpredictable way. For example, if you have a partner and they suddenly cheat on you, after 10 years of a relationship, that'll make your world vanish. The order in your life will vanish in thin air. The world will crumble. You won't understand anything anymore, and that'll tear you down, and that's very dangerous, I think. So avoiding these type of people is in everybody's benefit, let's say. And how did I come up with this sort of analogy of the uncorrupted person? I was talking to my good friend of mine, and we were discussing how many people are difficult to predict, or they have, like, it's hard for me or for my friend to fully understand them. Like, there's something they're hiding or strange. They have like an unbalanced energy because they have wounds. There's some sort of resentment that tilts them. They're like soul energy. And they have this chip or resentment because they've probably been hurt. Now, of course, we need to be careful. Maybe we just interpret this, me and my friend, because we don't know these people well enough. But there's something about the people in my life or who I'm close with that I'm very honest with them, and they're honest with me. And there are people who I meet, or even after a while, they're hiding something. It's like this sort of, they're hiding a volatile frequency inside of them. That can easily catch on to a situation and make them blast or pop off or act erratically, or not erratically, but irrationally. And I think the chemical that turns a corrupted person into an uncorrupted person is the truth. It is honesty, honesty with oneself. That's, as I explained, I think is the antidote to human corruption. Yeah. So, in conclusion, it's better to be around uncorrupted people because they're less likely to produce chaos and damage in your life. And you turn an uncorrupted person into a corrupted person by making them honest with themselves, seeing the truth. So, I hope you like this video. Perhaps it could adjust your perspective on life, on humans and friendships, family members, and how to choose maybe the right people around you, because there's like a saying, you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with most, or you spend most time around, and I think that's very true. So it's good to choose people around you who are healthy, let's say, and predictable and honest with themselves, because they are the variables in the equation that produce your output, like who you are, the average, you. Yeah. So thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe to my, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you'd like to hear more videos on self-development and how to reduce suffering in your life. So thank you for listening.